it's Jennifer. Today is Tuesday, February 13th, so the day before Valentine's Day. I'm still planting out my garden, starting seeds, and getting those into the ground. Today I'm looking at the inside portion of my garden. Right now I've got some basils going. Hopefully I'll take some of those outside so then they'll be inside. Some peppers and some other little experimental plants. I think one of them is called naranja. And here's a habanada. And down below, the little seedlings that are waiting to germinate. And those are mostly tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. So, and these are mostly varieties that are new to me that I want to try out. Over here, I have a setup for bigger plants. So this is the Scotch bonnet from last year. It's still somehow going. And it had some problems where the branches were miniaturizing, and like these nubs here are just putting out multiple leaves and branches and stuff, and it just looks like a jumbled mess. So I went ahead and cut those off, tried to cut off some of those nubs and bring the plant back. So it's growing back leaves nicely. I don't know if the branches will get long or not, and that's going to be a problem. So it was full of flowers that never opened, and I don't know what that means, but I cut them all off. And then these are some savory plants, so I wanted to try some pepper mixes, so I grew quite a few of these plants to see if I could get a good one. Last year I didn't get a good one. And then this is the Brazilian starfish, and then again last year I couldn't get this one to grow, so I'm going to try it indoors, and I planted several of these plants to see if I could get a good one. So outside I have some seedlings that are waiting to go in the ground. So these tomatoes in the middle here are going to go into the ground today. These tomato seedlings here are too young to go in the ground, but they're doing well, and they should be able to go in the ground maybe next week or the week after. And then right next to them are some basil seedlings, and I will probably put those into one of my wine barrel planters soon. So this year I decided to plant my new eggplant plants into these black plastic nursery pots. I'm hoping that it'll keep the soil warmer and help the plants grow better than when I had them in this raised bed. We'll see. Hopefully there's enough soil in there for them. I'm juggling some other plants around. So some tomatoes are in there now. Over here it says you're not supposed to plant tomatoes and carrots together, but oh well, I found out too late. And then over here, this little Pixie Cabbages are doing quite well. I picked one of them. I think we're going to eat it soon, probably tonight or tomorrow night. The heads are about the size of a softball. So it's perfect size for two. They seem to be resistant to bugs, so maybe the snails got to them or slugs, but I haven't seen any of the scale or aphids that attack my Savoy cabbage. And it seems that the snails prefer the other cabbages and greens over these Pixie cabbages. So perhaps if you don't have to feed a large family, if it's just you, or if it's just you and your partner, then perhaps consider growing these Pixie cabbages. I think it only took maybe 2 months, 2.5 months for one of them to get to maturity. So my husband and I are looking forward to more of these little cabbages. We often have cabbages with sausages, so this is a good find. So here are the Treeman Pixie Cabbage, and they seem to be a favorite of the snails and the bugs. I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of these 4 plants. They're just, I've sprayed them, I've put down the snail pellets, I've tried my best to keep the worms off them, but it seems that these are just the most tastiest cabbages ever. I'm not sure what to do, but I'll keep trying at it, but it might be getting too hot for any kind of cabbages now, unless this is, a heat tolerant cabbage. And then lastly for today, I planted out some of my pepper seedlings. I put them over here, and I got some of these big, I guess they're metal coolers. I guess people use them for parties. They put ice in them and they put their beers and drinks in them. But I decided to just go ahead and use them as planters, a big party tub. Anyhow, I found that last year that my peppers actually grew well in this particular corner of the yard. So there's one on the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and run with it and see if I can grow all of my peppers over here and have the same success. Anyhow, I'm looking forward to it. I've got some new variety of peppers that I want to try. I'm always looking for delicious sweet peppers. So I've got a few varieties here, the Yellow Monster, the Marconi, the Sweet Spanish, which turned out to be my favorite last year. When they ripen, they pretty much taste like apples. The Topepo Rosso, of course, bell peppers. So that wraps it up for today. I think I'll do tomato video probably a little bit later, maybe next week, once these tomatoes get established. I'll go over what types I'm growing and how's it going so far. So here in Zone 10, winter really never came. So I was able to start my tomatoes and my peppers in January, and I was able to start putting them in the ground mid-January. So I've already started doing that, and I'll probably be finished up with planting for spring and for summer probably next week. I don't know. Although the new seedlings haven't come up yet, but I'll worry about those later. Alright, that's it.